BT and Sal, Football Friday. So I'm going to say something really strange, but I mean every single word of this. On Sunday night, Sal, I would rather see the New York Jets get pasted, punked, waxed, destroyed, lit up to the score of 53-9. All right, after this crazy week with Namath piling on, the Chiefs openly mocking the New York Jets offense. I'd rather see the complete and utter and final obliteration of Zach Wilson on Sunday night, mixed in with 7 shots of Taylor Swift that will absolutely drive me insane as we're getting our asses handed to us. Then lose 23-9, and they just keep it close or try to. Here's what the Jets must do. They must unleash this kid. They must do some pre-snap misdirection, motion, play Hardman, play Rucker, throw her down the field. Try to make plays, and if he stinks, he's on the bench forever, and then he's off the team after this season. But you get the answer. Stop half-stepping this and go for it. Unleash this kid, and let's see what he can do.
I'm not opposed to that in general. I am opposed to that on Sunday night. First of all, I think we know what Zach Wilson is at this point, and there's a reason why the Jets haven't unleashed him yet. But this has got to be about the defense this game on Sunday night. They're not going to out-chief the Chiefs, right? So you want Zach Wilson to sling it all over the field. We know he's not going to be able to do that even if he can do it with some success. I don't think that he can, but even if he can with some success, it's not going to be to the level of Kansas City. However, BT, I feel like if the Jets play this game close to the vest, run the football well, play to their strengths at home, defense, raucous crowd, hopefully. That's not there to see Taylor Swift or Travis Kelce. I want to see the crowd there. Fireman Fred and all the Jet fans going nuts with the Jets chant. I think their defense and ground game can win it. I don't think this is the time to do it with Zach Wilson. Now, you want to talk about if you would develop him down the road when the season's over, maybe this is not the time.
I don't care about down the road. I don't care about any more developmental stuff. I need to see this kid fling it. I mean, the Jets have done a horrific job of protecting him, keeping his confidence. The New York Jets have done absolutely everything wrong, pertaining to the development of third-year quarterback Zach Wilson. Who they hired to start, rookie, defensive mind, no offensive line, no weapons, letting a little bit of a team mutiny go down with the Mike White stuff. It's been a complete circus. They have failed. It has been a colossal an abject failure on every conceivable level. And you know what? I realize I'm one of the last stragglers at the party. I've yet to leave. It started with, maybe millions of Jet fans hoping that Wilson was the guy. We're down to about 12. Everybody's abandoned the kid. I get it. At the end of the day, I'm probably the idiot. I just need final and ultimate confirmation. And I don't think you could get more final and more ultimate confirmation than having this go down against the Chiefs. The contrast with Mahomes. We saw it against the Patriots. Tony Romo said it 3,000 times. Guys, let him play. I mean, first down, run. Second down, run. 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, pass, hoping something happens. Just let him throw it. And if he stinks and he throws it 3 times to Kansas City's defense, which, by the way, is really, really good, and by the way, might actually be better than the Jets at the end of the day, defense, I can live with that. I cannot live with not fully seeing the answer. I need the final answer, and I need it Sunday night.
A part of me wants to see that as well.
Unleash him, Sal.
Yeah, it went from back Zach last week to let Zach attack Sunday night. You want to unleash Zach Wilson?
It's better than hiding Zach, I guess is my point. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but I'm trying to win a football game. Like, we've buried the Jets, and I know I have too, the second that Rodgers went down. Like, I understand, I get it, and there's reason why. However, they are 1-2. And as I said, going into Thursday night's game last week with the Giants and Niners, the same applies this week. Like, it's the NFL. Anything could happen. We see upsets all the time. Right now, logically, practically, there's no way anybody could say, based on what we've seen, that the Jets would compete in this game against Kansas City. However, sports are illogical, and they can win this game on Sunday night if they do it the right way. Run the friggin' football effectively. I don't care who you're using. Run the football effectively. Hall, Cook, I wouldn't use Carter myself, but whatever. Run the football. And then you play great defense. This team was supposed to be built on their defense. This is the week That has to show up, not let Zach attack.
All right, 877-337-6666, 10:07 on the Fans. BT and Sal, Football Friday. Obviously, Monday going to be a massive Giants day. We'll certainly pepper a little bit Giant stuff later, but they play Monday night. Yeah, I'm prepared to get humiliated. I just need the final answer, and I need. Like, listen.
And then what?
Then I'll get on the air Monday and I'll say, let Boyle play. Let's see if he can spin it. Let's send me whatever. I will officially move on. Go ahead.
But the fact that they don't have Simeon, I guess he's not dressing for this game, right? So that means we're not going to see a backup. It's going to be this is it. Sink or swim.
Or Boyle.
Well, they're not going to go to Boyle now, would they?
I mean, I don't think so. If it's horrendous and it's unavoidable and it's 37-6 and he's got 2 fumbles and a pick and the crowd's howling, you might have to.
I know. I just feel like.
How do you not?
Well, because they brought in Simeon to be a backup because they didn't believe Boyle can do anything. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you. Like, I would have pulled him last week, but I just get the feeling that it's going to be sink or swim, ride or die with Zach on Sunday night.
Okay, we're inside of our Town Fair Tire studio. Friends at Town Fair remind you that you always get the guarantee lowest priced on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Unleash him. Unleash the kid. See what he's got. We'll go from there. Kenny, Staten Island. Kenny, what's going on?
Oh, what's going on, BT? You're really taking a different stance here. But you know what? Here's my thinking. All right, you let him loose, right?
Yep.
If you don't have the talent, though, like I said, I was telling the producer, it's like giving a blind guy the keys to the Corvette. You just can't do it. It's let him loose, but we're going to find out real quick.
That happened in Mr. Deeds. They gave remember the guy in St. Louis when he drove right into the house? Or
was that when he had like the black foot and he was trying to put the sword through it? Like his foot was like frozen or whatever the heck happened to it. Gangrene. I don't know what happened to it.
But whatever they do with this kid, I don't see it. He just doesn't have the talent to drive the car. He don't see the field. Remember, last year, the last 3 games of the year last year, he was on the bench holding a clipboard because they didn't have any trust in him. And that Jaguar game last year was his demise. That was it. That's all we need to know. Listen, I root for my team. Obviously, I want to see this kid do well because I'm a Jet fan and a long-time Jet fan, as you know that, BT.
I got you.
I'm rooting for him. And another thing, thank God I go to the games because Sunday night, you're going to see – I don't need to see Taylor Swift on the TV. I feel bad for people at home. We don't need to see this freaking circus, all right?
Yeah.
It's a football game,
yeah.
All right? Let's just play football. And hopefully, the Jets' defense is going to show up. They're going to show up. I'm predicting a pick 6. I don't know who's getting it, but I'm predicting one. A linebacker's going to get one, okay? They're going to get a defensive score. But come on, Zach, could you finally look like an NFL quarterback?
Yeah,
finally?
but Kenny, you're saying you don't agree with me, but then thanks for the call there, bud. As you get to your ultimate point, you're kind of contradicting yourself a little bit when you say, can you finally look like an NFL quarterback? To look like an NFL quarterback, yes, you need to make plays, you need to be efficient, you need to be perceptive and anticipatory of all the stuff in front of you. But you got to at least be put in a position to make throws at every other, except maybe Justin Fields and maybe one other young player around the NFL is put in a position to make every Sunday.
The problem,
open the playbook, Jets.
Have you seen some of these, the guys on Twitter that roll back the highlights?
Sure,
the film?
And I've seen that. He's missed some stuff.
And then, so he's missed some stuff, and then the numbers of him being the quarterback that holds onto the ball the longest, like, there are fundamental things there, and I don't want to make this about Wilson sucks, he doesn't suck. We've done that. Okay, we get where you still believe in him. I just don't think he has it. I respect what you're saying. Hey, because it matches your opinion. You still think there's something there. Well, you know what? Go all out on Sunday night. Excuse me, BT. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Well, probably from that stupid Met game last night that kept you in the city.
What the hell happened
hotel. Here? Listen to this nonsense real fast.
Breathing in that air last night.
This is ridiculous.
3-hour rain delay. Are you out of your minds? That game should have been over at 9:30. The ump stopped the game 3 hours to suspend that game.
Were there really 2 outs? And then because of the suspension, you had to wait hours?
One out. Mets were up.
In the 9th inning?
These stiffs. I never want to see Anthony Kay again.
God.
He comes into the game. The Marlins tired. They take the lead. The rains come down. The dumb ump stopped the game. And now we've got to wait till Monday to resume this game. We're sitting there for 3 hours last night before this game. 3-hour rain delay. I had to stay in the city. I'm walking in the rain. I've got no clothes. It's ridiculous. That's why I'm fired up. Anyway, that's why I can't talk about it.
could get you a good hotel, I'm sure.
Yeah, right.
He's got some contacts around the city.
You letting Zach attack matches up your belief in him that he's still got something in it.
100%. Yep.
So I don't believe in him the way that you do, and I do believe they can win this game. That's why I don't want them to do it. And like I said, there are fundamental things where if he's holding on to the ball too long, not making the reads, whether he has it long-term or not, he doesn't have it now or hasn't shown that. I get wanting to unleash him. I don't think it's the best thing to try to win this game Sunday night.
It might not be. No, listen, I'm going to grant you that. Probably won't. I'm going to grant you more than it might not be. It probably won't be, but then at least you get the answer. You never get the answer. Listen, if you don't ask her out, you don't know if she's going to say yes. I mean,
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Take some shots,
yeah.
man. Especially like 2:30 in the morning. Got to take a shot.
Yeah,
what do we tell you?
Right.
Take any shot at that point.
Right.
I mean, really, you got to take some shots here. You got to. Sal is right. It does match. If nothing else, I'm consistent. Probably consistent. Consistently idiotic in terms of this defense, or I'll use the word tacit. Tacit belief. That's a good word. Tacit belief.
I'm not sure what it means, but go ahead.
It's not like I'm not all in. Tacit, slight, kind of hanging on a little bit. That's pretty much what it means. So this tacit belief that Zach can still get the job done. And the reason I say that, and again, I might prove to be delusional at the end of the day. I'll give you that. But because he's got a massive arm and because he's got quick feet. But if you don't try to tap into what we all know he can do well, on the list of short things that he could do well, then what the hell are we doing?
And
are we expecting him see, this is why the Jets are a mess organizationally. What they're doing, they're basically expecting him to go up to the line of scrimmage at 3rd and 7 and beat teams from a cerebral point of view. I see this, let me check out of that. That's not him. It's never going to be, certainly not now. So maybe a broken play, 60 yards, somebody downfield, it works.
Right.
Maybe a misdirection, everybody flowing to the left. Maybe Zach Wilson rips off the 55-yard touchdown run. But you have to try it.
And I will back you up here in saying that if they design some stuff specifically for him, or not even design stuff specifically for him, let him be himself, good or bad, sink or swim. Like, there's clear restraint right now. I understand it, but I'm just thinking if they do take the chains off, let him go a little bit, what is that going to do for him? It's going to give him some confidence, which he needs. Now, again, I would not open it up, but I could understand that if they did to a certain extent, maybe it gives him confidence. Maybe you start to hit on a play or two. Now you have more confidence, momentum, and then it could go that way. I just don't think that this is the right game to do that. This defense needs to show up and be the star, and they need to run the football, and also, ball control, time of possession, all that stuff, which goes against letting Zach attack.
877-337-6666. Robbie's out east. He's on the island where Sal was trying to get to last night. Rob, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
Good morning, guys. Happy Friday.
Yeah.
It's pouring rain.
Oh,
yes,
Hey, really, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%, man. Let him loose. All right. Why don't the OC and the head coach take some of his BYU film, find out the most plays he's comfortable with, and make a little adjustments? Give him something he's comfortable with to let him wing it out.
Yeah.
But we're not that smart. We're not that smart over there.
I don't know if I'd use the word smart. I would use the word flexible. Ultimately, they might not be smart enough, but right now they have not been flexible enough. You know what I'm saying, Rob?
I got to give him a little credit, too, though. I mean, he's got no offensive line. Douglas needs to pay for that. They need 5 Tuckers on that line.
Well, Becton's been a bust. I mean, he's not the guy that they thought he was when they drafted him. And you hit on Tucker, fine. The offensive line hasn't been great. I don't think that's the biggest issue, though, BT. The offensive line has not been the problem. The quarterback, you can get on Hackett, as people have, for the play calling. Look, or the design. But here's the thing. Like, if we're being fair about it, the whole thing blew up. This whole thing was built on Aaron Rodgers. All of it. The play calling, the offensive coordinator, all of it. Everything was built on Aaron Rodgers. He's the one thing. You could lose Sauce Gardner, as much as that would have sucked. You could lose him for the year. Garrett Wilson, you don't want to lose. You could lose him for the year. Aaron Rodgers is the piece that you could not lose. Everything was built around it, and they did. So now what? Hackett's supposed to come up with a whole new offense to predicate the backup in 2 weeks?
Well, not a whole new offense, but listen, to me, the ultimate sign of greatness here, outside of the obvious tangible stuff, championships, which we can clearly identify, adaptability of coaches. And let me give you 2 very quick examples. Both men coach in this town. So you look at Bill Parcells. There were basically 3 or 4 different versions of Bill Parcells. When he came up, he was a defensive guy, run it, ball control, and the NFL was very different back then as well. Don't take many shots down the field. Okay, that's the Giants. 1. Then he went to the Patriots. And he's got Drew Bledsoe, who, by the way, is very underrated. Drew Bledsoe could throw the hell out of the football.
Couldn't move, but he didn't have to then. Yeah, he got a great arm. He was great.
Couldn't move much, but I think there was one game he let him throw it 60 times or so. They got to the Super Bowl. They lost to Favre, but they got there. Then he comes to the Jets, and it's kind of a hybrid. You run with Curtis, you throw with Keyshawn, you throw with Kravett, and you had a pretty good defense as well. So he showed great adaptability. Pat Riley.
Dallas, he did the same.
Dallas,
yeah.
I almost don't even count. Yeah,
but
he
still,
did do the same, though.
Romo with offense, he went with him. I like that point, that Parcells was a chameleon kind of. He could be a defensive guy, but that's a real head coach.
Well, that's a real staff. That's a real coach. And, even Pat Riley, Pat the Rat at this point, the way he left us as Knicks fans,
still hurt by that, by the way.
I heard that on the East River Drive on the Fan. When he faxed it in. I heard Mike and Chris saying it.
He was like a father figure to me, Pat Riley, and then he left. Oh, man.
He was the man.
Of course. I loved him.
That team was awesome.
Yeah.
But Pat Riley early on, if you watch the Showtime, Winning Time on HBO, which is not coming back for a third year, which stinks because it's an awesome show. But Pat Riley, the Lakers would try to win by getting 120 points and run you out of the gym. Fast break, Worthy, Byron Scott, boom. Then he comes here, and it's a race to 85.
Right.
Took the air out of the ball, beat the crap out of you.
Punch you in the mouth. Right, exactly.
Then he went to the Heat. It was kind of a hybrid. We could score, we could defend
with
you.
what he has. Right.
Yes.
You're exactly right.
So work with what you have, Jets.
I know, but it is, 2 weeks. To be fair to Hackett, no, I'm trying to say Hackett is some genius, but it's been 2 weeks. The NFL's, that's a lot to ask, BT. We'll see what happens Sunday night.
I don't need to see a complete revision, but at least steps in the direction of alteration. Then I'd say, okay, they're getting it. Ryan's out in Bridgewater. Ryan, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, fellas, how you doing?
You.
What's up, Ryan?
Previous caller just kind of stole my thunder, but I wanted to just kind of go off that. So I agree 100%. I think we got nothing to lose. You got to let them sling it on Sunday and see what happens. But here's my gripe. I sat through that Patriots game, the whole game in the rain, questioning my fandom, watching them play. And I think, onus has to go on the coaching staff. I see no adjustments, man. You got a guy like Zach Wilson. Go back, watch the film rookie year. His first game in Carolina when he did good against the Titans. He's on the run.
Yes.
He's moving. He's throwing the ball down the field. He's not the kind of quarterback that's going to three-step drop, dissect the linebacker who's diving pre-snap. He's not that kind of player. He's on the move, throw it down the field. He might throw a pick or two, but he's going to throw 3 touchdowns. I don't understand how they don't use this kid's legs, put him on the move, and let him go.
It's embarrassing.
And I don't get it. And it comes to a point where he's at a point now where he doesn't even look anything like the BYU kid.
You're right.
And it's just so basic, man. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, what are they doing with him? They're killing him. His confidence is dead. Let him go sling it. Let him throw the rock. And let's see what happens, man. That's all I got to say. Thanks,
I love it.
fellas.
I love it. Let's air it out a little bit here. And by the way, you can live with, because the defense, it might not be special, but it's obviously good. You can live with a pick, but you can't live with, desperately trying to scratch out 10 points a week. You just...
Well,
the defense will resent you.
That's why I say it's not about the numbers necessarily. I'd rather him make mistakes if they're being aggressive. I just don't think Sunday is the right time to do it.
Got it. No, I got you. 877-337-6666. Football Friday. BT and Sal on the Fan. I'm saying air it out. Sal's saying not this week. Let's finally get some answers on the kid. Let him do what you drafted him to do. What a concept. BT and Sal.